Hi, I'm Daniel, and it's hard to introduce these SpongeBob top 10s without getting repetitive because this is the 13th one. But anyway, this is my opinion of the best SpongeBob Season 9 episodes. 10. Married to Money. Plankton pretends to be a girl made of money and gets married to Mr. Krabs. What could have been a mediocre or even bad episode because it's using the plot Plankton disguise himself to get the formula, but something unexpected happened at the ending. Spoiler warning, but the predictable ending would have been Krabs knew the whole time and was tricking Plankton into thinking he could win, but Krabs actually didn't know. When he finds out at the end, he becomes kinda depressed, which is a sad look at his life. I may not like most of the start and middle of the episode much, but it's needed to mislead the audience. Also, you can say Plankton and marry Krabs and it's technically correct. 9. What's eating Patrick? Patrick begins training to become the champion of the Krabby Patty eating contest. The classic underdog story that is more about atmosphere than comedy, and Patrick is a really likable protagonist here. 8. The sewers of Bikini Bottom. When Mr. Krabs' safe is flushed down the toilet, SpongeBob and Squidward go down to the sewers to get it back. Meanwhile, Krabs' stadium is about to be destroyed because of a cheap sewer system. For an episode about the sewers, it barely has any toilet humour, and the few jokes that are there are very funny. The comedy more works for situational humour. It also juggles two plots greatly for an 11-minute episode, and both are enjoyable, either for SpongeBob and Squidward's interactions or great new characters. 7. Bulletin Board. A board that the Krusty Krab used to post messages turns into a bulletin board. This works as both commentary on the internet and as an episode on its own. It is easy to guess who P-Star 7 is, especially if you know how the writing of SpongeBob works, but it is quickly revealed so it's not a problem. 6. Plankton's pet. Plankton gets a pet and uses the pet, so he has to try and find it. This is one of the best Plankton episodes because the formula is barely mentioned, which shows another side of him. Better than Have You Seen the Snail, Sponge on the Run, and definitely dumped at being a story about using a pet. Also, speaking of Sponge on the Run, this episode tells us how SpongeBob met Gary, so add that to the reasons why that movie takes place in an alternate universe. 5. Yari's Gym. Yari gets his own gym that gives him too much paperwork to keep fit, and it makes SpongeBob too buff to do normal activities. This might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but most of the time Yari is a bland character and shouldn't have stayed in so many episodes, and he isn't worthy of being a secondary character. However, Yari's gym gives his character a personality and an arc in just one episode. SpongeBob's side plot and the comedy is also great and adds to Yari's gym's enjoyment. 4. Goodbye Krabby Patty. The Krusty Krab switches to selling low-quality frozen Krabby Patties with Patrick as the mascot. So SpongeBob ends up using both his best friend and the restaurant he admires. Another great way to do a special for how it combines a SpongeBob and Patrick friendship story and the end of the Krusty Krab story and makes the combination feel natural. This episode doesn't really have any dragging out because almost every scene adds something that either moves the story or shows the effects of this decision. If there was slightly more going on, this plot could have been a TV movie. I say that, but Goodbye Krabby Patty has more plot than Truthful Swear and Atlantis Swear Panthers combined. 3. Sandy's Nutmare. When Sandy gets a yarn nut from her tree, she decides to make nutty butter with the tray and give them to the people Bikini Bottom, which she starts overworking it. This episode's messaging great, for instead of saying to just stop making nutty butter and make people happy, use multiple trees and not just overuse one. It doesn't treat the issue as simple like SpongeBob Just Stand, even though I defended that episode. 2. Patrick Man. Patrick decides to become a superhero. This episode is really funny, and manages to keep Patrick likeable while having him annoy other characters, which the other episodes couldn't do. And now, honourable mentions are Jailbreak, License to Milkshake, Pineapple Invasion, and Yemen Fortune. 1. 2 thumbs down. When Spongebob does thumbs up too much, his thumbs break. This episode's plot sounds like it would be a silly comedic episode. And while it does have great comedy, it takes itself seriously, and weirdly that's why it works so amazingly. It is kind of a parody, but it's more of a homage in the way it gets the audience to care about SpongeBob because he can't do normal things without his thumbs. I was debating what should be number 1 out of this and Patrick Man because they're both pretty close. But I decided to pick this because it better represents the strengths of the season. Season 9 started off as weak in the first half, but probably because of Sponge Out of Water, the season got a lot better in the second half. That mixed movie might have been worth it. Episode plots feel more unique, and not every episode has being funny as its priority. In the earlier episodes, even ones without comedy being the highlight, were focused on being funny first. Not every episode has to be really funny to be great. And this doesn't forget the story of comedy episodes, though it's not the norm. There was also upgrade animation that looks amazing, so it's the best season since season 3 in my opinion. There was still bad episodes though, that I'll talk about next month in the top 10 worst SpongeBob episodes from seasons 8 and 9. The end.